Confidence is weird. The more you chase it, the further away it feels. I used to think confidence was something people were born with. Like some people just walked into a room believing in themselves, while the rest of us had to fake it. But I don't think that's true anymore. What always stood out to me wasn't talent, it was freedom. There was someone who stepped onto the field without asking for permission, without worrying about looking stupid, without wondering what everyone else was thinking. He just played, not because he knew he'd win, but because he trusted himself enough to try. That changed the way I looked at confidence. Maybe confidence isn't believing you'll always succeed. Maybe it's believing you'll still be okay if you don't. There's a huge difference. One depends on the outcome, the other depends on you. For a long time, I thought building my confidence meant proving myself to other people. If I got better, I'd feel confident. If people noticed, I'd feel confident. If I finally reached my goals, then I'd believe in myself. But every time I reached one, my mind quietly moved the finish line. So I kept chasing something that never stayed. Then I noticed something. The players who stood out the most weren't constantly trying to prove they belonged. They already believed they did. Not because they were the best, because they'd spent enough time trusting themselves. Every touch of the ball, every mistake, every lesson became evidence that they could handle whatever came next. That's when I stopped asking, how do I become more confident? And started asking, how do I become someone I can trust? Because confidence isn't built by talking to yourself in the mirror. It's built every time you keep a promise to yourself. Every workout you don't skip, every chapter you actually finish, every uncomfortable conversation you stop avoiding. Little by little, your brain starts believing you. There's a reason he kept talking about the monster. At first it sounded imaginary, but I don't think it was. I think everyone has something inside them that's constantly asking, what if you actually went for it? The problem is, most people spend their lives trying to silence that voice, instead of following it. Your ego doesn't have to be loud. It doesn't have to put other people down. Real confidence is quiet. It's walking into uncertainty and knowing you'll figure it out. Not because you're special, because you've done hard things before, and you'll do them again. I still doubt myself sometimes. I still have days where I overthink everything. The difference now is that I don't let doubt make my decisions anymore. I let my actions decide who I become. And eventually, my confidence catches up. So stop waiting to feel confident before you start. Start becoming the kind of person your future self would trust. Because confidence doesn't appear first. It quietly grows behind every action you choose not to avoid. Anyway, if this gave you a different way of looking at confidence, there's another video on this channel you'll probably need next. I'll let that one do the talking.